r/AskReddit. People who don't procrastinate, what's the secret? Tell you later. Procrastinate just enough. Do the things that need to be done first. What do I need to do that cannot wait? What am I worried about? Then if it's big and I wonder where do I start, I try to see what little things can I do. And what do I need to do to be able to tackle the big things? What can I treat myself to as a reward for getting this done? Although that line of thinking can be dangerous as not every deed warrants or rewards a treat. I write down a list of things and tick off what I can. Sometimes, nothing goes your way and I try to relax and give myself a break knowing that tomorrow is a new day. I am an overthinker though who worries a lot, and I think that in reality it's that motivates me because I worry what people think and usually get things done, so it's one less thing hanging over my head when I try to sleep at night. If you're having trouble getting started, the first step is too big. Things seem hard to start because you don't actually know what physical, visible action is necessary to move them forward. Think about what that is and do it, even if it's just opening the Word document you're trying to make progress on and reviewing it. Look up Getting Things Done. The whole system changed my life. I want to answer this question but I'll just do it tomorrow. Try to plan what you need to do for the day in the morning. That keeps me running. Severe, crippling anxiety at the idea of an unfinished task. Constantly ask yourself, is this something I can do in 1 minute? Or is there a part of it I can do in a minute? If the answer is yes, do it. It gets the ball rolling. Ugh. I don't want to empty the dishwasher, but I'll just do the top shelf right now. You'll end up doing the whole thing. Just get shit done and then it's off your mind. The sooner you do it, the more time you have to relax. It helped me stop procrastinating as much when I stopped thinking it was just a part of my personality and instead started recognizing it as an unhealthy coping mechanism that I had learned throughout my childhood to deal with anxiety. Now when I want to procrastinate I try to figure out what about the task is making me anxious. And remind myself that I feel 10 times more anxious when I have a task looming over my head. I assume you procrastinate at home. Dress as if you were going out. Your brain will feel as if you weren't at home and feel more productive. Delete Reddit. What needs to be done has to be done. It has to be done sooner or later. I have to grind through a 1,000-page science textbook now. So goodbye. I was gonna read people's responses. I'll read them later. Treating the underlying issues. Anxiety. Depression. Fear of failure. Sleep deprivation. Poor diet and insufficient exercise. Don't fucking procrastinate. Procrastination is just your brain telling you, hey, this isn't top priority right now. I can finish this later and still get an acceptable grade or whatever. Now imagine if, instead of just 1 exam in a week you had 3 exams in a week. Even your lazy ass is going to start studying at least a week or 2 in advance. Increase the amount of work you need to do. Get more deadlines and you'll be amazed at how you don't procrastinate anymore. You simply have too much free time. Tell you later. Anxiety. Anxiety. Try to like the things you need to do. I attack my duties in a strategic way. Every Monday morning, I make a list of weekly tasks. From that list I then cull Monday and Tuesday tasks and put the rest of the list away. I then concentrate only on the Monday and Tuesday tasks. On Wednesday morning, I pull out the weekly tasks list and now make a new short list Wednesday and Thursday tasks, etc. A big reason for procrastination is that we get overwhelmed with all the tasks that have to be done, so we go on survival mode and just don't do anything. This is a well-known psychological phenomena that is not abnormal or uncommon. The key then to overcome this, I think, is to break things down and attack them slowly. Rather than 435 tasks that have to be done in a month, you break them down into 88 tasks that need to be done this week. You then further break it down into 14 tasks that need to be done today. You then put the other lists aside and just go down the list and accomplish your 14 tasks today. If it's something that only affects me, I'll put it off forever. But If it affects others, someone's waiting on me to be done, I do it as soon as possible because I don't want to be that asshole. Procrastination, at least for me, is usually about avoidance, and anxiety about doing a poor job, and getting judged for that. So, it becomes about a job not yet done is better than a job done poorly. Inviting shame, criticism, rejection. Unfortunately, it's almost always the case that waiting till the last minute produces a worse result than simply starting early. And the chances of actually receiving criticism on the work done is almost always overblown in my mind. Thus, it took a while. But retraining my thinking into the following helped. I'm procrastinating because I fear rejection, criticism. My fear of the criticism is likely overstated. Any attempt is better than no attempt. Starting early produces a better result, reducing the chance of criticism. It is in my best interest to get the things that produce this anxiety done as swiftly as possible, so that I can stop worrying. Get it done first so you don't have to worry about it after. Think of all the free time you'll have after instead of constantly worrying. Have crippling anxiety that makes you do things early due to nervous energy or mayo. Strong mental willpower. Just do it. Get whatever it is over and done with. Then relax. Some things are too important to set aside. The Pomodoro technique helps when I'm really dragging my heels. Threatening yourself. Swallow the toad. If you're on Reddit, you're most likely procrastinating. Do it right away. The sooner it's done, the sooner you don't have to think about it anymore. I also try to start with the most complicated or daunting tasks first. As for me, if I don't do something immediately, I get this feeling festering inside of me, driving me mad. I cannot concentrate on anything else. It's like an itch you can reach, and it only goes away when I have completed the task. To shake myself out of procrastinating, I'll sometimes bribe myself with a reward for getting it done. Keeping a daily weekly task list helps. Write everything down, then sort by order of what needs doing first and check off each completed task during a break. Feels good to see the list of accomplishments and everything in order. I can't relax until I get done what needs to be done. I will just be thinking about it until I get it done. Plus, I am very productive early in the morning. Fear of not having enough time. Discipline, baby. The secret is to trick or coerce yourself into doing the things you're procrastinating just to get started. And repeat as needed until you build a habit. A significant ability to build and break habits is called discipline. You say, fuck it. That's what I did for a short while. Then I stopped and started procrastinating again : I love being praised. If the trash gets taken out, dishes are done, etc., my GF will always notice and let me know it's appreciated. The same reason I started practicing guitar and going back to the gym. She's far more musically inclined than me, which makes it so incredibly rewarding when she tells me I'm doing great, or let me know my clothes are getting loose. I know it's probably pretty shallow, but it's getting my lazy ass up. I have anxiety. Don't do it later. I found reasons to care. It's easy to put something off when you feel it only affects you. But there comes a point, particularly in relationships, where you get an opportunity to realize that your inaction causes other people inconvenience, stress, discomfort, or anger. In a weird way, the procrastination can be reversed. If you don't take 5 minutes out of your day to do that one tiny thing right now, the temporary comfort you otherwise gain by putting it off translates to about 5 hours of upsetting that someone who you deeply care for. Remember when your parents said they aren't mad, they're disappointed? That applies. Look for the small accomplishments first, and the larger ones seem less intimidating. Rest assured, that time to yourself is going to feel so much more satisfying when you feel that you've earned it. That thing you are dreading most, do that first. Then it gets easier and you feel motivated, short term, because you accomplished something you were dreading. It works for me anyway. Not a magic bullet or anything, but it's a step in a good direction. Also, break large problems into smaller problems. Well, Having your professors sit there and ask you why wasn't your work finished is a real motivator. Define parameters for what constitutes success. It's easy to say I'm going to start working out, but what does that entail? You'll never be able to successfully work out until you decide what set of exercises make up your workout. So break it down to I'm going to do 3 sets of 15 push-ups and sit-ups 3 times a week. Now you have measurable actions you can check off instead of a nebulous goal. Honestly, the anxiety of doing everything last minute gets me to plan everything out and do it in chunks. Determination. Like Frisk in Undertale. At the least this works to me. I answered this question yesterday. Take breaks. The human brain isn't meant to be active all of the time all day. And by take breaks, I don't mean look at your phone. I mean grabbing a drink of water, taking a walk or reading a book. Your brain thinks your phone is work, so it doesn't take a break. My usual routine is broken into 1 hour or 2 hours time slots. 45-50 minutes on, 10-15 minutes off, or 140 on, 20 minutes off. Productivity tends to suffer near the end of the 2-hour stretch, but sometimes you have to power through to get something done. Also, get enough sleep and do a little exercise every day. It's hard to find motivation if your body isn't well maintained. Honestly, I just do something if it needs to be done. I've always been this way as long as I can remember. I don't know why my brain is wired this way, but I suspect that it has something to do with my anxiety. I have a few other personal quirks also that lead me to believe this. The secret is to accept that there's no secret that will instantly solve the problem. The energy to get things done is just like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you don't use, the weaker it gets. I wake up and shower and compartmentalize my tasks in small, achievable goals. Clean the garage is actually put the tools away. Sort lumber. Sweep the floor. Clean the kitchen is actually empty the dishwasher. Empty the sink. Clean the stove. Vacuum. I then reward myself with small, time-boxed breaks. Garage is clean. Crack a beer and sit in the sun for 10 minutes. Don't mind me. Just save in the post for when there's answers. Find that balance that you have tasks to do but not too much that it feels too monumental to get to it. They're not on Reddit. I know I'm too lazy to do it later. We're lying. I don't know. Actually doing your fucking job. Just start. You think those people are on Reddit? Get dressed like for work and make the bed in the morning. That way your brain is tricked into going into work mode. Develop severe anxiety disorder, that's how I do it XD. I simply hate the feeling of I still need to do this. So I just get it done to get it out of my mind. Just do something. Don't force yourself to do the entire task. Force yourself to start and tell yourself you can stop early if you want. I can't say I don't procrastinate. But right now this is working for me. For me it's hard to start something. But then once I start it's hard to stop. I really just don't want to do anything later. If you do it now, there's less pressure. I finished school like 2 years ago. And I didn't work every second of every day. But I did do everything early. When my friends had to work, they were like, "Don't you have any work to do?" I'm like, "No. I did it during the day. I don't want to do it at 2 AM. I don't want to do anything at 2 AM. I always started my homework as soon as I was home from class. What the fuck else was I gonna do? Getting drunk while playing Dark Souls and Geraldo is what you do when you're out of energy. I can always trust my previous self to guide my future. I just finished fucking a fish called Wanda. Make lists or use a calendar. Write things like from 1 PM to 2 PM I'm going to work on my resume. When it's right in front of you like that, it's like a doctor's appointment. You just do it because it's scheduled. Just do it.